Hey, hello guys, hello everyone. Can you just tell me if I'm audible or not in the chat? Just give me a second. Okay, so I think my screen is visible and I'm audible. Hi, hello everyone. Hi. So I can see we have like 80 students watching. I need some more people. So we'll wait for like 5 minutes. So just can you just introduce yourself to me, like what you are doing, where are you guys like joining from, what you're doing right now, if you're a student or working somewhere, and why you want to learn JavaScript. Okay, so I think we have Irfan, Hari, Jitendra, Ashwat. Yep. Can just a quick confirm from your side that I'm audible and I'm visible and my screen is also visible. Hey Devansh, hello. So I might be like looking here because my screen is here and my webcam is here. So I'm trying to look here and talk, but my screen is here. So it just like okay. Okay, audible, visible too. Okay, nice. So, hello everyone. Hello guys. So first question of mine, as you know, why you want to learn JavaScript, right? So, can you just tell me quickly why you want to learn JavaScript? Mm, sorry, guys. Okay. So I can see I'm into corporate and I have people in my company who get into JS. Okay, fun, nice. Sir, yes, JS is actually JavaScript is like an important language, and a lot of companies are using JavaScript in their like mainly they are building their web apps and websites on JavaScript. As you know, Stack is there where we learn JavaScript, React.js, MongoDB, and Node.js. So, like JavaScript is becoming a main, or you can say prime programming language in programming or IT industry or tech industry. You can say, make my website. Okay, nice, Superman. So we have a Superman in the chat. Nice. Upskilling, want to get into front end. Okay, Karthik, you're like absolutely on the right platform. Kamil is saying a script writer, backend, and cloud computing also. Nice. To complete my full stack by self study, and I'm a second year student. Wow, Kuldeep, nice. Nice to hear that you want to like complete your full stack development by YouTube and your own resources. That's actually a very inspiring thing. So we have a lot of reasons. We have a lot of different reasons now. While we are going to learn JavaScript for next 5 days, we will also get a certificate at the end of the 5 day. Now, how? Like a lot of you might have a question that how you can mark your attendance, how you can get that certificate, if we have any assignments or not. So yes, you have to mark your attendance. We have some assignments, and I hope my screen is visible, and we have okay, and we have this one link. So here you can see for registration, attendance, assignments, value coins, and certificate. There is a one particular link, only one link, or you can say a one page where you can do all of these things. You just have to click here, and it will be redirected to your my programs tab in LetsUpgrade's website. So you can see here, this is my program tab. So you can see here, this is the day one introduction to JavaScript, what we are going to learn today. And here you can see a mark attendance toggle or button here. Okay. So you just have to click here, mark attendance, and you can see this pop-up of how likely will you recommend today's session to your friend. So this is like how much you like this session in scale of 0 to 10. So I know Sanjay sir will like teach us awesomely, and he's like one of the best teachers we have in Let's Upgrade. So you can just click here 10. If you are interested in our full stack programs, which is data science and web development, if yes, then you can click on yes. And here, if you think we need to improve on something, like if you feel that the topics are not enough, or you can say any like any of the above, or if you have a specific issue or a specific improvement, then you can click on other and click like specify your feedback. And we're actually taking a lot of feedbacks and trying to improve our essentials. Okay, so here you can see that's it. These are the like three small steps to mark your attendance, and you just have to refresh your page. As you can see, my progress is 20%. Now what is this progress? This progress is basically to like track your progress and what you are doing in these essentials, right? So to get a certificate from Google Developers Group Mumbai, ITM, and NSDC. So this is a actually valuable certificate. So you just have to mark your attendance for next 5 days, right? So you'll see a mark attendance on day 3, day 4, day 5. Like all 5 days, you can mark your attendance here. We have a assignment on day 3, day 4, and day 5. You just have to click. You will get a button here where you can see your assignment and you can submit your assignment there using GitHub or any online coding platform. Okay, so we have this day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5. On day 5 we'll build a game which is number guessing game, and you'll be learning a lot of things in JavaScript along with Sanjay sir. So as I said, this is the progress bar. You just need to like pass 50% of the progress to get your certificate, to get eligible for the certificate. Okay, so how you can get 50%? As I said, you just have to mark your attendance, fill the assignments, and that's it. That's the only things you have to do. If you want to rewatch and rewatch the recordings, this is the only page where you can see all the recordings. You just have to click on watch on YouTube and continue with Let's Upgrade. So you can see all the recordings here only. You don't have to go anywhere else. Okay. So I just let me check if Sanjay sir is here. Yeah, Sanjay sir is here.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
introduce you to our trainer for next 5 days. Sanjay sir. Hello, Sanjay sir.
yeah. Hello, yeah. Good evening.
How are you doing, sir?
Really great.
Okay. So let me just I'm just stopping my screenshot. Okay, hi sir. So hello Sanjay sir again. So
Yeah.
my first question for you, that what are you doing right now in tech industry? As I said, so like, can you just introduce yourself to us, like
Okay,
us, all
okay.
the students here?
Yeah, so actually I'm a full stack developer and I have been working with this industry for past 4 to 5 years. And to be
Wow.
honest, so right now I'm working as a trainer and also as a developer, and I'm looking for a job change for now for that as a developer. So as a trainer, why I do this training and all, because I like to teach people that how they can be the part of our industry, how they can start and what are the paths they need to take and all. So this is what I'm doing right now, and in this session, we are going to learn about the very important language, which is JavaScript, because JavaScript is the backbone for the complete web development. So if you want to become a web developer, then you have to know the JavaScript. Otherwise, it's not possible to
Okay, so
continue.
my second question was like, why you should learn JavaScript in 2023 or this year? Why it should be your in resolutions type wala? But you, I think you answered that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think tech industry is actually moving towards JavaScript. So I'll leave you all the guys with Sanjay sir. I hope you'll enjoy these 5 days and learn a lot of things here. We'll build again, as I said now, we'll build a game on day 5. So stay here, try to practice what you're learning for these 5 days, and I'll take a leave. Bye bye, guys.
Okay. So I think, can you see my screen first of all? So just a quick check if it is visible. Just drop me a message and just give me 1 second. Okay, so I actually removed my headphones because you won't be able to say anything. So it's better for me to remove the headphones because I feel little uncomfortable with those. But it actually messed up with my hairs. Yeah. So if I'm audible, just drop me a message. Okay, I think. So yeah, so we are going to start with the JavaScript here. So for that, we need to have a written introduction. What is JavaScript? How we can use it? The JavaScript. And just give me 1 second. I'm just opening my Okay, so I actually needed some time to fix my I think, yeah. So I'm audible. Voice not clear. Is it right now? Voice, keep your mic near. Is it better now? Uh, uh, Voice ain't clear. So let me fix the voice issue. Audio here. Okay, just tell me now, like if my voice is clear or not. It is a script writer for. No, actually not. It used to be.
Yeah, my Droid cam is on. Let me just hide it. Okay. Voice breaking. I think now it should be better. Like I have changed the voice mode to my mic instead of the sound, my headphones mic. Okay, better now. That's great. So let's just continue. So very first thing, like what is JavaScript? So very first thing, let me change the color of my pen. Yeah. So very first thing, like what is JS and why we need to learn JavaScript? So the answer is very short. Like if you want to be a part of the web development industry, like if you want to do anything related to website, web apps, React.js, Node.js, and also yeah, backend development, and also right now you can also do the machine learning stuff with JavaScript by using a framework like TensorFlow. So actually, if you want to be a part of this community, you have to learn the JavaScript because um, any modern framework that you will see these days like React, Angular, Vue, Servlet is then we have Next.js, Gatsby, and so many frameworks, and all those frameworks will actually need you to know about the JavaScript. And also you can create the mobile application with the JavaScript. There's a framework called React Native, and you can use that React Native to create mobile applications for Android and for iOS for both. And also you can create a desktop application, the Windows application. And the fun fact, the code editor that we are going to use in this session, that is VS Code. So VS Code is also built on the top of JavaScript. I think Slack is also created with JavaScript and all. So JavaScript is one of the most popular language right now, and it's going to be like this for next 25 years. I can see that. So we are going to learn this, that how you can work with JavaScript. We will start with the basics, and obviously, the very first question I want to ask you, like, how many of you have worked with any other programming language, or do you have any idea with the JavaScript already, so that I can know the standard of the session, so I can start accordingly. So, if you have any idea of any other language, so just drop a message. Okay, so we have to start, I think, from the very scratch. So some people are saying like familiar with, yes. So Emma, my voice is still cracking. Like some people have add-ons plugin APIs library. Thank you. Hello, do we need to? No, you don't have to use any plugins or API for this session. Upside, yeah, okay, breaking voice. No and no. Okay, so we'll start with the very basic of the programming language. So very first thing, the pre-requirement for this session, that you need to know about HTML and CSS, not a lot, a very basic of HTML, CSS, and that will do the trick. And if you don't know anything about HTML, CSS, just watch my previous session that was on the HTML and CSS. So the very first thing that we actually need to do is install the code editor that we are going to use. So code editor are like just software, so that will help us to write some code. So if you want to write some code, you can write some code in Notepad as well. Like if you want to, you can just create a Notepad file and you can write your code there. But that is not we are going to do. We are going to use a proper software that is VS Code. There are so many softwares that you can use, like Eclipse, then you have some blind text editor and all. But I feel like VS Code is the best code editor out there. It's actually created by Microsoft, and so this is what we are going to use. So for downloading VS Code, just type VS Code and press enter, and just click on the very first link you will see here. Just click on this download, and you can download it for whatever machine you're using. Right now I am on Windows, so just download it and install it. It's very straightforward. All you have to do is to click on some next, and it's done. And once your VS Code will be downloaded, you can just open your VS Code. So your VS Code is actually going to look little different. Let me just close the previous program. Yeah, so this is the VS Code that we are going to use. It may seem little difficult, but it's very easy to use VS Code. And this is not how your VS Code is going to look like. Actually, I'm using a theme. So let me just change to the default. I feel like this is how your VS Code is going to look like. Then we have something called as extensions. So you can install some extensions some extra add-ons for your VS Code if you want to. So just to make your VS Code little pretty and all, so that you can use. So I am actually using a color theme, so that is why my VS Code is little different. Yeah. And now what I want to do, I want to open a folder here. So I have already created a folder with the JavaScript name JS. And I need to open this folder in my VS Code. So just click here and open folder and desktop and choose the folder and select the folder. That's it. So this is one of the way to open a folder inside your VS Code. I have already covered all this in my HTML CSS essentials. Anyways, there's another way to do this. You can just open your folder, like open this folder, right click, show more options, and open with code. Just click here and it will directly open this folder inside of VS Code. And why we are doing this? So that I can create some files. I can, because at the end of the day we want to create some files, right? So now you can create some files and all inside this folder. And I want to create a file, index.html. So this is what we are going to create. Let me just create a very basic HTML file, and let's have a h1 tag here, a heading tag. Okay, let me just close the Telegram because it was opened. Yeah. So h1 here, and let me just write JavaScript and just save it. And this is all like now why I'm creating a Java HTML file. Like we are about to learn JavaScript, isn't it? So why I'm creating this HTML file? So for that, let me just make you understand what is the purpose of JavaScript. Like what is the basic purpose of JavaScript? So right now I am going to assume that you already know about HTML. So by using HTML, you can create a skeleton of a website. So by this, you can create a skeleton of your, like how you're going to have a heading, some divisions, then something like that. And by using CSS, you can make your skeleton look little pretty. So you can basically have some colors, some animations as well. You can give some font size, and you can basically make your website little pretty. So this is the first step, and this is the second step. Now the very third step is to make your website interactive. What I mean by interactive is, like, suppose a user is going to click on some button, then something should happen. So like if you want your app to send some messages, so you should have input field and a send button. Then suppose you want to create a e-commerce site like Amazon, then on every refresh you want to get some products, then you have to have some payment method, some tracking system. So everything that is dynamic. So the thing that actually make a website useful is, that is what we are going to write inside the JavaScript. So people say that JavaScript is a scripting language, but for me, it's a programming language that you can use inside a website to make us to give some logic, like what should happen if you do this, what should happen if you do this, and what are the things. Like it is actually going to give a soul to your website. And at the end of the day, it's just a programming language. All the basic concept of a programming language, like loops, conditional statement, variables, string numbers, and all are valid here. So that is what we are going to do. So very first thing that we need to do is to create a HTML file. Second, if you want to add some styling, just add a CSS file. And the very third thing is to write a JavaScript file. And inside this, we are going to write all the logic, all the basically all the brain for your website, right? So this is what we are going to do. I have no idea about. Yeah, you can just watch my previous Infinite Codes. You can just watch my previous stream that was on the HTML CSS. But a very basic knowledge of HTML CSS is more than enough for this session. Still, I'm having a voice problem. Now it's clear. So please do mention today's agenda. Yeah, today is actually we are going to have a basic idea on how we can use the JavaScript with a website. Yep. So now we have our HTML setup all set up here. And the second thing I want to do, I want you to do is to install an extension. So by the way, our website is already created. So index.html. I can just double click on it, and it will show me my website here. Yeah, so now I have my website, and let me just bring this thing side by side like this. Now every time I make any change to my website, let's say JavaScript day, I have to give it a refresh like this, right? And this is not what I want to do. And let me just add a script tag, style tag here as well, style tag, style style. Let me just grab the h1s, and let just change its font size to 3 rem. So I'm also adding some styling here by using CSS. I have to give it a refresh to see the difference. So just to fix this, our VS Code has some tricks inside it. And the one of the trick is that you can install an extension with the name live server. So there is an extension with the name called live server that you can install, and it will help us to see our website in the real time. So anytime I will make a change, it will change in the real time. So let's just install this extension. It's very easy for you to install the extensions. Just in the left panel, you will see this icon. If you will hover over it, it will clearly show that extensions. Just click here, and VS Code have thousands of extensions. Every extension is going to add some extra functionality, extra feature to your VS Code. So right now I'm looking for extension live server. So just type live server in the search bar, live server here, and you will see the very first link. It's just like a Google search, and just click on this live server, and you will get a button to install it. I have already installed it, so that's why it is showing me a install and a disable button, but you will get a install button here. So just install it. Let me just show you how you will install it. Let me reload this, and let's just open this. So I have uninstalled the live server. So I'll do this again with you. Just click here, live server, and this is the very first link. Just click here, and it's showing us me to install it. It's telling me to install it. Just click on this install. It will take, I think, some seconds and all. And once it will get installed, you will get a new icon here. See, now a new icon is appeared in the bottom bar here with the text go live. I hope you can see this go live here. Now this is all done. It's very easy to use anyways. Now all you have to do, like, just create your HTML file, and keep in mind that name of your HTML file should be index.html. You cannot change it. If you want to use live server, you have to name your HTML file index.html, right? And now just click on this go live button. Just click on this go live button, and it will take some seconds, 2 or 3 seconds, and it will open your website in the browser automatically. Now see the magic. Every time I will make any change, let's say if I change the font weight here to, let's say, 900, it will automatically update it. I think it was already 900. Yep. And let me just add something here. Let's say JavaScript day, intro, save it. See, it's automatically updating everything. So this is what we are going to work with. So that was not anything related to JavaScript. We are just doing the setup so that you can follow me very easily. So that is the introduction and the setup. So now we have all our setup and everything done here. And now only the last thing which is left. So let's just cover that as well. So you can just on any website, just but we are going to do with our own website. Just give it a right click and click on this inspect. Just click on this inspect, and it is going to show you this thing. So I have actually modified it, so it will open something like this for you. So let me just do this once more. Right click and inspect, and inside, so it's what we call this a dev tool. So this is actually a dev tool. Every browser have it. If you want to use Firefox also have this dev tool. Right now I'm using Chrome, so I'm using Chrome here. So this is the Chrome dev tool. Inside this dev tool, you can basically see everything related to your website, like your code. What is the code inside a website? So see, my h1 JavaScript day, everything is here. But we are actually interested in this part, which says console. Just click here on this. So just click here on this console, and we are going to make use of this console. So just keep in mind that we are going to make use of this console. So for now, let me just again bring this to the right side here. Okay. And let's just also make it a little smaller. Okay. Now we are going to write our very first line of JavaScript. And for that, you have to use a very special tag. Like we have the style tag, for the CSS. Same, we have a very special tag, script tag, script tag for the JavaScript, script tag for the JavaScript. And inside this, you can basically write your complete JavaScript code. So let me just write a very first line of JavaScript code which says alert hello JavaScript, and we are going to see everything line by line. And now if I open my website, every time it will say hello JavaScript to me. See hello JavaScript, I can press OK, and then it will continue. So I just did this to show you that you can write your JavaScript inside this script tag. You can have more than one script tag, but one script tag is more than enough. So inside this, we are going to write all of our JavaScript. Later, we are going to create a separate file to write the JavaScript. But for now, just to start, we are going to start with this script tag here. Okay. And now let's just start with the very basic programming concepts of any language here. So the very first concept of the programming language is the variables and the data types. Variables, and the second is the data types. So these are the two things that we are going to see today. And for that, let me just show you a way to print something, just to print something in the console. So for that, just memorize this line now. Console, just type console.log. If you are going to write anything inside of it, let's say a number 100, and if I give it a save, you will see this 100 inside a console. See, I'm getting this 100 here in my console. Let me just show it to you. See, I'm getting this 100 here. And if I write, let's say, any number, random number, and if I save it, I'm getting this thing here. You can use as many consoles you want. So I'm just doing 3 consoles with different values inside of this. If I give it a save, and you can see I'm getting these outputs here. So why we are going to use this? Just to see if everything is working fine. So we are just going to use this console just to check if everything is going good or not. So it's kind of a safety net. So that's why that's why I just told you about this in the very beginning. But just for now, I'm pretty sure that you don't understand. If you're not getting this, what is this console? Just for now, just keep it like this. You can write this console.log, just create this round bracket. Then inside this, you can write anything, and that you will see inside this console panel. That's it. Now we can start with our code. And before that, let me just click on this 3 dots here, the 3 dots, and I'm going to click on this very first link, so that it is just going to open this tab panel as a separate window. So I can just minimize this, our website, and I'm just going to bring this console here, because most of the time you will just need the console to start working with JavaScript. Okay. So let's just start with the very first topic, which is data type and the values. So in every programming language, we have values. Values are nothing like, there are some numbers. So you can have 10 is a value. This number is a value. Any number is a value. Yeah. And we can use this value to perform some operations. So this number is also a value, 34.456. These are all other values. These are all are the values, and we call these values data. So these are some data. It sounds little boring, but it's very useful thing. So we are just covering the basics, and you can perform some operations on these values. So you can add 2 values like this. You can basically minus 2 values. You can multiply 2 values, and also this is what you can do here. Yeah. So for now, let's suppose I have this 10, and I can basically do this a console. But before that, there's also one more thing, which is called as operations or the expressions. So let us understand what is operation. On suppose I have 2 values, 10 and the 70, and you can basically perform an operation on that by using something called as operators. A plus is operator. So this is what we call as an operator. So these are the data or the values, and this plus is operator. An operator is going to perform some operations on two or more values. One, two, or more values. An operator can perform some operation. Operation can be of multiple types, like arithmetic operation, comparison operation, and all. So this is a arithmetic operation that we are doing, and it will give you a result. It is going to give you a result, and result you can so just to see the result, I'm going to use the console.log, and inside this, let me just write 10 plus, let's say, 90. And if I give it a save in my console, see, I'm getting output as 100. Uh, and you can ask me like why we are doing this addition and subtraction. For that, actually we do this so that we can first of all we need to have the idea of the programming language. So that's the very first thing. So in the starting, like in first 2 days, it seems little boring because you can understand we are just understanding all the basics of a language like ABCD for English. So that's why it's going to be little slow because we have all sort of students in our stream. And the second, but don't worry, I will add some stuff for the advanced user students as well. So don't worry about that. And the second thing, by doing all this, you're trying to basically recreate a situation that you can have in a bigger application. So suppose like if you want to generate a bill, so you're creating a e-commerce website, like, and inside this you have 10 items in your cart. Then you have to basically show the total. So obviously what you will do, you will add the all the things inside of that, like what are the uh, prices for all this. So we are actually creating we will be creating all these recreating all these things that you will encounter in a bigger application. So the very first thing that you will need to know about is obviously the addition. So by this you can add two things in the console just to see the output here, console.log, like this. Now we have many types of operations. So this is the arithmetic operation. Then you have the multiplication. So for that you can just use the star here just to get the multiplication thing. So I'm just going to go through all these operators real quick. So now see, I'm getting 1000 here. I can just do any multiplication like this and I'm getting this multiplication. Then you can use a subtraction. For that, use the minus sign, hyphen, and it will give you the difference between this number and this number. As you can see here, I'm getting the difference. Then you also can also do the division. Division is again very straightforward. Just write a number and use a backslash. So by this, I'm saying that divide this number with 3 here. So this is what we call as division operator. And just save it and you will get the output here. Like I'm pretty sure this is the division result for this number with this number. And you can check it if you want to. Then you have the modulus. So this modulus is again going to do the division, but it will give you the remainder. So if you divide this number with 3, you will get a remainder 0. So if you want to see the remainder, you can use this percentage sign, and we call this modulus. So let me just write an even number here and see. So I'm going to get a 2 as the remainder if I try to divide this number with this number. Yeah. So one thing you can notice, so these are all the operators, by the way, but you can also perform this operation on multiple values, like 20 plus 767 plus this thing, multiply this number and anything. Like you can actually do whatever you want with this. So you can have this multiple numbers, you can perform these operations. It's just like regular maths. And let's see what will be the output here. Save it, and this will be the output, and I trust JavaScript that it's correct here. Okay. And these are actually where the arithmetic operators. We also have some more kind of operators that we are going to see in the upcoming sessions. Now let me just remove this and let's move to the next part, which is called as variables. So suppose I want to add 10 to multiple numbers. Let's say I just want to add suppose I have a situation where I need to increase the salary of all the employees by 1000. So I have an employee with a salary 4000 and 40,000, obviously 4000 bahut kam ho gaya. And then let's say I have this and I have this and I have this. So I have some numbers and I want to add this number to not 10,000. Okay, let's say 10,000. I want to add this 10,000 to these five numbers. So how I will do this? I have to basically add this everywhere like this, like this. I have to do this, isn't it? So and you can do the console to see the result here. But what if I say there is a better way to do this, and which is variables? So variable, you can basically give a name. You can actually give a name to a value, and then you can use that name instead of that value. So how you can give how you can create a variable? It's very simple. The very first thing that you have to do is to write any name, any random name. Let's say update salary, or let's say new salary, like this, and equal sign and the value. Now you have actually created the variable. So the variable is new salary, and which is going to hold the value 10,000. So instead of writing 10,000 again and again, I can use this new salary, and this is what we call as a variable. So it's a variable. So just write any name equals to and any value. But there is a little catch that in your name you cannot have spaces. So this is not allowed. You cannot have spaces in your name. You cannot have any special symbol like this, star, multiplication, or division. You can just have underscore, a dollar sign. So these are the two things which are allowed, underscore and the dollar sign. And also you can have any number in your name. So you can have any number, that is very much allowed. So new salary one, like this, which is allowed here. But you cannot start your variable name with a number. So this is not also allowed. So these are some basic rules, and that's it. But there's also one more thing which is left here, that you need to put something in front of it. So after creating this variable, you need to put something in front of it. So you can put two things. Actually, you can put three, but we are going to learn about two. You can put here const here, or you can put let. So for now, let's just put a let here. So let a variable name equals to and this value, right? And instead of writing this variable again and again, I can use this. So let me just say console.log here, some amount plus the new salary, and you will see the thing here. So like 40,000 plus 10,000, and I'm getting 50,000 here. So every time I just want to make use of this 10,000, I could directly use this variable name. And this is what we call as a syntax. What is a syntax? Syntax is actually a rule or a grammar, how you write a language. So we have the grammar for every language, like English, Hindi, Urdu, every language have some grammar. So this is the grammar for JavaScript, that every time you want to create a variable, you have to follow this syntax. These syntaxes are very easy to memorize. They are not that difficult. All you need to do is to write these things by yourself 2-3 times, and it's going to be very easy. So that's not difficult, and you can create as many variables you want. So let me create one more variable. Let employee salary, employee one salary. I don't know the spelling of employee. Employee one salary equal to, let's say, 40,000 here. Yeah. So now I have two variables, and I can use this variable every time I just want to make use of 40,000. So what I will do, employee one salary plus employee the new salary, and I'm getting this result here. And it's not like that you can just have a value inside and a variable. You can also have a result of some operations. So I can create a variable like, say, updated salary for employee one. And here what I will do, I'm just going to write a result. So you can actually write here 10,000 plus the 40,000 here. So this is very much possible. So now this variable is going to store the result of these two things. But as you can see, here you can, instead of 10,000, you can use this variable. So let's just do this. And instead of 40,000, you can use this variable. So let's just do this. And now instead of logging out all this, I just need to log out this variable here like this. And mm, 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 and see, I'm exactly getting the same result. So this is all about the variables. And let's move to the next part. Let's move to the next part, and which is Your JavaScript is actually going to be read from top to bottom and from left to right. So when JavaScript will start reading your code, it will start reading your code from top to bottom and from left to right. So it is going to be read like this: let a new variable 10,000, let employee one salary 40,000, let this and etc etc. Then do this. As you can see, it's actually reading your code from left to right and from top to bottom. Yep. And why I told you this, because you can also modify the value of a variable. So right now, as you can see, the new salary is 10,000. I can basically change it. So I can just do this new salary equals to, let's say, 5,000 here. And let me just give it a save. So what I have actually done here, so this is what we call as, so this is actually, we are modifying the value now. So in the very first thing, we were actually creating a variable, and we were also initializing the variable here. So we are also initializing the variable with the value 10,000. So now you have created a variable with the value 10,000. Now you're actually updating the value. So instead of 10,000, now your variable stores the 5,000, right? And the next thing you have here, employee one salary 40,000, let updated salary new salary plus employee salary one. But as you can see here, previously we have already updated the value. So just guess what I'm going to have here: 10,000 or the 5,000. I know it's a very basic question, but I just want to see the answer here. Okay, we'll answer that now. Yeah, we are going to go, just know about the string. Let me just cover this part and we will see about the strings. Just give me the answer, like what we will get here. Yeah, it will use the, sir, how to get console. Or just write console.log here to get your console. Yeah, 5,000 exactly. So now this is actually going to be have the value of 5,000 here, and the answer will be like a 45,000. And you can see I'm getting the 45,000. Let me just tell you how you can get the console. Just right click anywhere and just click on this inspect, and it will show you this screen. It will just show you this screen, and here you will see this console. Just click on this console and it will open the console for you. So that's very easy. And the second thing, in JavaScript you don't actually need to use semicolons. There is a condition where you can make use of the semicolon. So I'll tell you how you can use the semicolon or not. So before that, so this is we have covered all the basic stuff. And before moving to the next topic, let me tell you. So right now we are just using numbers, but this is not all we have here. So instead of this, we also have many different type of values. Some type of values called as, so this one was the number. Then you have something called as string. So string is kind of a letters or combination words. So hello. So it's not a number, it's a string. All you have to wrap it inside a double quote or a single quote. So if you wrap some characters, some letters inside a double quote or the single quote, you can use double quote and single quote. It's not going to change anything. And now we call it as a string. So now it is a string. And again, it's exactly same. So you can basically create a variable, let's say A, and inside this, you can store a string. So inside a variable, you can store a string, or inside a variable, you can also store a number. So that it's very much possible. And now let me just do the console.log for A and console.log for the B here. And let's save it. So see the output. And you can see I'm getting the output string here, and here I have the number. You can also perform some operations. You can also perform some operations on these strings, like like you can also do this console.log A, which is a string A plus, let me just add some more string here, let's say world. So in this code, what I'm doing, console.log A, what you have A, so this is what you have inside the A, plus and another string. But this time, plus is not going to add these two things because it is not possible. Obviously, it's not possible to add two text. What instead it will do, it is just going to join these two things. So it will just join the hello and the world, and you will see this output. If I save it, what is the error saying? Can, oh sorry, console spelling, console.log. Yeah, so I'm getting this hello world here. So, and if I try to use the subtract here, minus, and it is going to give me a weird thing, NaN. It stands for not a number. So JavaScript is saying to me that you're trying to subtract a string with another string, which is not possible. So this is what you can do here. We can declare like that number. Yep, you could have done that as well. So this is what will happen if you try to add to number and string. So then we also have many more types of data types. So like we have boolean, object, and array. So we are going to learn about these data types in the upcoming sessions. But let me tell you one more thing about the semicolon. So some people are like little worried because they are coming from some different language, that do we need to use the console here, this semicolon here or not. So if you write your all the code in the different lines like this, hello world, like this, if you're going to do this, you don't need to use I think, let me fix the spelling of console. You don't need to make use of these semicolons. So I can have, let's say, a variable name here, and let me just write Sanjay, and I can just do a console for the name as well. Console.log here, and let's just do the name and just save it. So see, I'm getting Sanjay, hello world. So one thing you can notice that I'm doing all these things in a separate lines, right? So if I try to write this whole thing in a single line like this, now I'm getting an error. See, and now I'm getting an error here which says, so see, I'm getting an error here because now JavaScript cannot understand like where to start and where to end. And let me just change it to let. Sorry, let me just change it to let here. Yeah. So now I'm getting this weird error here, and which is actually saying like why you are writing everything in a single line. So in that case, you have to use the make of semicolon. So by using semicolon, you are actually mentioning this, that this thing is going to start from here to here, and this thing will start from here to here, and this thing will start from here to here. So this is what you need to make use of if you want to use semicolon. Anyways, semicolons are not that important. Okay, just give me a second. Okay. So what about the document dot write name? Yeah, we will do that. But actually, it's the very first day, so we are not going to modify the document. So Nine is actually asking me to update the document. So the fun fact is you can basically update your HTML with your JavaScript. So that is very much possible. So I can actually do this. So I can write this here. So I can basically update the document like this. Let's say document dot write. Let's say hello world, like this. See, now the hello world is added here in the document. So this is what you can do. Let's say hello world, I am from JavaScript. So JS. So this is all we are going to do like after some time. Right now we are just understanding all the basic concept. So about the semicolon, if you want to write your complete code in a single line, in that case you can use semicolon. Otherwise, you just start everything from a new line. Okay. So now what is now while creating a variable, you can use let. So let is just a keyword. So it's very important to put this let here. So every time you will create a variable, so just write let, a variable name, equal sign, and the value that you want to store inside this variable, right? But by using this, you can also change the variable name. Suppose later I can do let's say Mukesh like this. So I have actually updated this variable name with this new value here. But there's also one more way. By this you can by using that you can create a variable, and that is by using const. By using const. And the only difference, so let me just do a console.log for you. Console.log for you, and let me just write name here so that we can see our console here. And let's just write this and this. Let me write name like this. So see, I'm getting Mukesh in my console. I'm getting Mukesh in my console here. See, I'm getting the Mukesh because I have actually created the variable that with the value Sanjay. Then I updated the value and then I logged it out. But if I create this variable using const, so const is again a new keyword, is a different keyword. And if you create a variable by using const, then you cannot modify that value. You cannot modify the variable name. Sorry, variable value. So now this is not possible. Now this is not possible. It is going to give me an error here. So you will see some red things like this, and I'm getting an error. Assignment to a constant variable. So you can use let or you can use const. So if you want to modify the value sometimes afterward, then use let. And if you feel like that you want to keep this variable fixed with this particular value, then just go with const. That's it. Yep. So in the today's session, we actually got the idea about the variables, values, some operations, console.log, VS Code, and so many things. Like we also got the idea like how we can create a variable by using constant let. So in the today's session, we have actually covered all the basic things that you need to do with the JavaScript. And from the next session that we are going to do tomorrow, in that we are going to learn about loops, condition statement, how you can update your document or HTML with your JavaScript, how you can also add some animations, how you can get the user input, how you can get the feedback, and at the final day, we are going to create a game by using JavaScript and the HTML CSS. So what is the purpose of the console.log? Just to see if everything is going good. Suppose if I say if I want to check if I have some huge formula, and if I want to see if it is giving the correct output or not. So that's how we can use console.log to see if you are getting the correct answers or everything is going good on. You will understand about the console.log in the upcoming sessions when we'll use it a little bit more. And before ending this session, let me just remind you that first thing you have to mark your attendance to get your certificate. So here, just click here and just click here on the one link and you can mark attendance. I think Sandesh already told about this. But we are also giving a very huge price discount this year for the new year, which is of 7,000 rupees. Just use the coupon code REFER20 and you can get our flagship courses. First is the full stack data science, and the second one is the full stack web development program. Both the course duration is 6 months. Both the courses are job ready. We will teach you. We are going to teach you how you can take the interview. We will help you to get the interview, so don't worry about that. And just use the coupon code refer 20 to get 7,000 rupees off right now. And you can also copy the referral link and you can refer this course to someone who may need this course, who want to switch their jobs, or who just want to become a web developer or a data scientist. And on every refer you're going to avail some prizes. For first refer you will get 2,000 rupees or a wireless mouse or a keyboard, and on your eighth refer you will get 80,000 rupees and a MacBook Air. So just by referring it to the eight peoples, you can basically get a MacBook Air or the 80,000 rupees in the cash. And in this next session that we are going to do tomorrow, in the tomorrow session, we will be actually doing the more advanced stuff, that is conditionals, statements, how you can then some more data types. And also after that, we will having some functions, loops, and so many things. So that's it for the day one, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye and take care.